You know what's wild? Leonardo DiCaprio has been famous for longer than some of his girlfriends have been alive. But we're not here just to roast the man. Today, we're taking a leisurely stroll through Leo's absolutely ridiculous real estate empire and his famously private romantic life. Grab your coffee, settle in, and let's talk about a guy who somehow makes buying a $10 million house look like picking up groceries. The real estate king. Let's start with the houses, because honestly, Leo collects properties the way some people collect refrigerator magnets. First up, Malibu. The man doesn't just own a house in Malibu, he owns multiple properties there, including a beachfront compound that he's been assembling like a very expensive jigsaw puzzle since the late 90s. We're talking about a place where you can literally roll out of bed and into the Pacific Ocean. The main residence? Roughly $23 million. But that wasn't enough. He bought the house next door, then another one. At this point, I'm pretty sure he's trying to own the entire beach, one mansion at a time. Here's the thing about Leo's Malibu setup. It's not flashy in that gold toilets and marble everything kind of way. It's understated wealth. Think natural wood, floor-to-ceiling windows, and the kind of minimalist design that whispers, "I have so much money, I don't need to prove it to you." The views? Absolutely ridiculous. On a clear day, you can probably see all the way to his other properties. Then there's his Los Angeles compound in the Bird Streets up in the Hollywood Hills. This isn't just a house, it's basically a small village. He spent years buying up neighboring properties here too, creating his own private kingdom above the city. The main house has 5 bedrooms, but who's counting when you have multiple structures on the property? There's a screening room, because of course there is, a gym, multiple pools, and privacy. So much privacy that even the paparazzi get tired trying to get a decent shot. But wait, there's more. Leo also owns an entire island. Yes, an island. Blackador Cay in Belize. He bought it back in 2005 for $1.75 million, which honestly sounds like a steal for your own island. His plan? To turn it into an eco-resort that's completely sustainable. Solar panels, rainwater collection, artificial reefs, the works. It's peak Leo, buying an island but making it environmentally conscious. The project has taken years because apparently building a guilt-free luxury resort is complicated. Who knew? And we can't forget his New York City apartments. Plural, again, in the same building, in Battery Park City. He owns at least 2 units in a building where apartments go for millions with views of the Statue of Liberty and the Hudson River. The man literally looks at Lady Liberty from his living room while deciding which of his 4 homes to visit next. Oh, and there's his place in Palm Springs, and the Hollywood Hills estate he sold, but then bought another one nearby. The pattern here is clear. Leonardo DiCaprio sees a nice piece of real estate and thinks, you know what, I'll take 2. The environmental paradox. Now here's where things get interesting. Leo is genuinely passionate about environmental causes. He has his own foundation, he produces documentaries about climate change, he gives speeches at the United Nations. The man is serious about saving the planet. But he also flies on private jets and owns multiple massive homes that probably have carbon footprints larger than small towns. It's the celebrity environmental paradox, and Leo lives it fully. To his credit, he does make efforts. Solar panels on the properties, electric cars, that whole eco-resort thing in Belize. But still, it's hard not to notice the irony of someone preaching about carbon emissions while maintaining a real estate portfolio that requires its own zip code. Look, I'm not saying he's a hypocrite. The man clearly cares and puts his money where his mouth is with his foundation. But it is a little funny in that rules for thee but not for me way that only the ultra-wealthy can pull off. He'll fly commercial. Sometimes, when it's convenient, and there are no paparazzi, and Mercury isn't in retrograde. All right, let's talk about the elephant in the room, Leo's love life, which follows a pattern more predictable than a Christopher Nolan plot structure. If you've been on the internet at all in the past decade, you know about the 25-year-old thing. Leo dates models, they get close to 25, and then suddenly they're seen with other people. It's become such a meme that there are literally charts tracking it. Someone made a graph of Leonardo DiCaprio's dating history, showing that he has never, not once, publicly dated anyone over the age of 25. Now, before we continue, is it weird? Kind of. Is it illegal? No. Are these women adults who can make their own choices? Absolutely. But is it a little funny that one of the greatest actors of his generation apparently has an internal alarm that goes off on someone's 25th birthday? Also, yes. His relationships follow a formula. Meet at a yacht party or fashion show, date for a year or two, appear together at Coachella wearing matching bucket hats and trying to look incognito, which never works when you're Leonardo DiCaprio, and then quietly split right around that magical age. The list is long. Bara Raffaele, Blake Lively, Erin Heatherton, Tony Garner, Kelly Rollbach, Nina Agdal, Camila Morone, all gorgeous, all models or actresses, all under 25 during their relationship. Camila actually made it to her mid-20s before they split, which in Leo years is basically a golden anniversary. His current girlfriend? Well, that depends on when you're watching this, because by the time this video goes up, the situation might have changed. As of late 2023 and into 2024, he's been linked to various models because apparently variety is the spice of Leo's life. The thing is, Leo keeps his relationships remarkably private for someone so famous. You don't see dramatic Instagram posts or tell-all interviews. These relationships just quietly begin and quietly end, usually documented by a few paparazzi shots of them on a yacht somewhere in Europe. It's all very civilized, very mature, we're grown adults who have decided to part ways amicably right after your 25th birthday. What a coincidence. The privacy game. Here's what's actually impressive. Despite being one of the most famous people on the planet, Leo has managed to keep his personal life relatively private. Sure, we know about the dating pattern, but do we really know anything deeper? Not really. He doesn't do social media, no Instagram stories of his breakfast, no Twitter rants, no TikTok dances. In 2024, when celebrities share every moment of their lives, Leo is out here living like it's 1997. The man gives interviews to promote his movies and then disappears like Batman. This privacy extends to his homes, too. Most of what we know about his properties come from public records and real estate transactions. He's not giving MTV Cribs tours or posting Instagram photos with location tags. The Bird Streets compound? You could drive past it and have no idea Leo's in there, probably watching a documentary about glaciers or something. So, what do we make of Leonardo DiCaprio, real estate mogul and eternal bachelor? On one hand, he's living the dream. Multiple homes in the world's most desirable locations, dating beautiful people, winning Oscars, fighting for environmental causes. The man got his first Oscar nomination at 19 and never really stopped working. He's built an empire of both property and performances. On the other hand, there's something almost sad about the predictability of it all. The same pattern over and over, never settling down, always moving, always collecting, whether it's houses or relationships. At some point, you have to wonder, is he happy? Is anyone truly happy with their own island? The truth is probably more boring than we like to think. Leo's probably just a guy who really likes his space, both literal and metaphorical. He likes nice houses and beautiful places. He likes dating people he finds attractive. He likes his privacy. He's figured out a formula that works for him, and he's sticking to it. Is it unconventional? Sure. Is it anyone else's business? Not really. But it is endlessly fascinating to watch from the outside. There's something almost performance art about the whole thing, like he's playing a character, the eternal bachelor who collects real estate. At the end of the day, Leonardo DiCaprio has earned the right to live however he wants. The man gave us Titanic, Inception, The Wolf of Wall Street, and finally won that Oscar for The Revenant. If he wants to spend his fortune on beachfront properties and date models who weren't born when Romeo and Juliet came out, well, that's his business. We'll keep watching, keep making graphs, keep speculating about when he'll finally break the pattern. Maybe he'll surprise us. Maybe at 50 he'll settle down with someone his own age and finally spend more time in that Belize eco-resort. Or maybe he'll just buy another house in Malibu. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe if you enjoyed this leisurely dive into celebrity real estate and relationship patterns. And remember, if you're ever feeling bad about your dating life, at least you don't have the entire internet tracking your relationships with spreadsheets. See you next time.